What is going on, everybody? It is Tuesday, Show Me the Money Club, live at Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Sergio, how you doing? Wait, what's going on? Sergio, where you at? Where are you, Sergio? No, just kidding. He's having a little bit of trouble right now with his webcam. He will be on momentarily. So we will get the fun stuff going, and then we'll bring Sergio on and go from there. But Queen Brown, Laszlo, William Rodriguez, what's going on? Richard, Steve, Portia, Craig, Paul, Abus, Terry, everybody else who's watching, who didn't comment yet. There's quite a few. So we do appreciate it. As I said, Sergio will be on in just a few minutes. Hopefully you guys had a great week. 4th of July was kind of hit or miss from a lot of the drivers that I've been seeing and talking to. If you were out there, did you make money? Put in the comments, let us know. Also, we'll be going over some, so I'll get you the rundown in just a few moments. But yeah, hopefully you guys were safe. If you went out and enjoyed the fireworks or partied or whatever you did beyond just rideshare, what did you do? Was it fun? Let us know. And hopefully everybody is doing well. So with that being said, let's get right into what the rundown is going to be. And hopefully, again, Sergio will be on in a few minutes because I know he has a few things that he wants to say when it comes to what is going on today. So yes, we're going to be talking about a number of different topics. Uber is going to pay you $1,000 to ditch your car. What's going on with that? We're also going to be talking about Lyft showing nearby drivers, talking a little bit about that. And also we got a little bit of funnies when it comes to the nearby drivers. So stay tuned for that because that's going to be towards the end. We're also going to be reacting to your Uber and Lyft car setups. If you've been following me on X, you've probably seen a car setup that we're going to kind of react to. That was not something that was submitted, but pretty crazy nonetheless. So we're going to be kind of reacting to that one as well, too. We're also going to be talking about how Uber is changing service fees and lowering rates again. So I posted something on X talking about how it is Uber sending out that same email that we've probably seen if you've been driving for a little while, how they're going to lower rates and they expect more demand, more rides to come in. So we're going to be talking about that. And I got a couple of comments that said, well, upfront fares is the only thing. It's like, no, bro, not all of it is upfront fares. Actually, quite a few markets have still the time and distance model. So that is unfortunately something that people are seeing. The question is, how many markets is this affecting? Is this affecting everybody as a whole, or is it just select markets? So if you are in one of these areas that has this something or how this is going to be lowering the rates, please let us know because we want to kind of see, one, what markets still are under the time and distance, and then what markets are affected when it comes to them lowering the base rates and the fares. We're also going to be going over the 4th of July weekend earnings. We're also talking about how Lyft is getting rid of Google Maps and Waze in the driver app. So you won't be able to connect them. If you have looked at that, you will not be able to. Unfortunately for me, I like to use Waze, and I loved how it would just connect right through because you could see a lot of what's going on, real-time traffic, real-time data, potholes, cops, all that stuff was great when it came to Waze. I do have it running in the background, so that still works. But yeah, unfortunately, it just doesn't do the switch over anymore. Hopefully, you guys understand that and know. So if you do use a third-party map, just make sure you will swipe however you need to, if you need to. We're also going to be talking about flying cars. Is it time? I think so. I don't know what Sergio has to say, but I still want to have somebody come on the show who's talking and creating these flying cars. And yeah, I would love to get into that. That would be awesome. And then, of course, we're going to end on some facts, funnies, and fakes. And before we get into the show, we do have a couple of announcements as usual. If you wouldn't mind kindly liking and sharing the show, we'd like to help reach more drivers so they know and are good with everything that's going on. They're up to date with the information and they know how they can make more money on the road. It's a community of drivers and we want to make sure we can extend that community into more drivers. So if you wouldn't mind kindly liking and sharing the show, it helps the YouTube algorithm promote that to more drivers. Also, if you'd like the channel and you'd like to help support it, unfortunately, ad revenue is down a little bit. And if you want more great content, please become a member and help support the channel. Not only that, we also have our Spanish speaking channel. So thanks to the power of AI and 11 Labs, they don't pay me to say this. I think they should, though, because I promote them pretty much every show. But I think the technology is really cool because literally I just plug in the link and 5 minutes later, it sounds like me speaking Spanish, or Sergio or Joe or Kian or whoever is the creator for that video. So if you speak Spanish, if you primarily speak Spanish, or you don't speak Spanish at all, and you just want to see us and hear us in what sounds to be like our voices is speaking another language and kind of getting that little Godzilla thing going on, then head over to the Rideshare Guy en Espanol and check it out. It is good. But yes, if you know any Spanish speaking drivers or you primarily speak Spanish, that is definitely the channel that you should head over and go subscribe to. Also, if you want delivery content, RSG and the Delivery Guy by RSG is kind of splitting a little bit. More rideshare related content on the Rideshare Guy, just to kind of keep it copacetic. So if you want more delivery content, go and check out and subscribe to the Delivery Guy by RSG. That's going to be more of the delivery content. And also, if you want more in-depth content from RSG, or you want to get notified of new specials when YouTube doesn't give you the notifications or anything like that, make sure you sign up for the free newsletter. Sergio does a lot of writing for the newsletter as well, too. That gets a lot more detail, a lot more information, and you can see a lot of the screenshots that we may not be able to show necessarily on the videos. Also, if there's certain things that or angles that he wants to talk about, kind of hard. So when it comes to YouTube and that. So yeah, go check that out. Sign up for the free newsletter and you'll get a new email, almost daily with a lot of different information and stuff like that. So you speak Spanglish? Nice. All right. Well, Sergio is, hold on, let me see. I'm getting a text. Still restarting. Geez, I don't know what the hell's taking so long over there, but sounds like he needs a new computer if you're watching this on the phone, which I'm sure you are. But with that being said, let's get into our first topic, and that is Uber is going to pay not drivers as in you and me, Uber drivers, but drivers of vehicles to $1,000 to ditch their vehicle. So this is something that is Uber is trying to take on their main competition that they claim is not Lyft, is not other rideshare companies, it's not DoorDash. They claim that their actual competition is car ownership. So they're trying to go after car ownership. They're trying to sway people from being able to use their own vehicles and basically get into an Uber, a Lyft, which they're primarily going to be doing, and then also public transportation and things like that. Sergio, what are you doing? May have to join with a cell. Yeah, go ahead. If you're on the cell, just go on. You got the link. No problem. But yes, so this is actually a pretty interesting thing. I want to know, what do you guys think? Do you think that this is something that you would do? Would you, if you obviously weren't driving Uber and you were a passenger or just a person in one of these test markets, would you actually want to get $1,000 to try to use other forms of transportation to get to and from work, to and from places of business, or whether you have to go grocery shopping or shopping in general, or just basically not using your car? So let me know. But basically, essentially what they're going to be doing is Uber's going to pay you $1,000 to ditch your car for 5 weeks. So about 175 people in select cities in the US and Canada will be given free Uber rides and credits for bike share, public transportation to stop driving. And then it says, is this just a PR stunt? My honest opinion, because DK actually came out and said car ownership is their main competitor, I actually think they're trying to sway people to see how they can switch people from car ownership to actually primarily using Ubers and, possibly Lyfts in that. I think this is going to be something where they're kind of working hand in hand, even though they're not really, just because, everybody's going to be looking at competition. But I think it's going to just be one of those things that they're going to try to primarily change a person's thought process on using a vehicle versus a rideshare or public transportation. So Uber is bringing this experiment to North America. So car owners in Los Angeles, Chicago, Washington, D.C., Miami, San Francisco, Toronto, and Vancouver can sign up online for the 5-week trial, which takes place from July 22nd through August 25th. They're going to select 30 people from each city to give up their cars during those 5 weeks. So it's pretty interesting to see what they're going to be doing there. But like I said, I think it's because they're trying to sway that. And then they're going to use that information to see how they can potentially get drivers to give up their cars. So Uber says it was inspired to tackle its own trial after seeing encouraging results in Australia, in which participants reported increased walking, biking, and public transit usage during the challenge. Uber concluded that people need access to at least 4 other modes of transportation in order to successfully ditch their cars. Still, few participants said they'd be willing to go as far as sell their cars and rely on only alternative modes. Only 3 of the 58 said they plan to do this in the near future. So giving up that easiness of just going outside, getting in your car and going where you need to go could be a little bit different. You have to plan out a little bit according, especially if you're using public transportation like buses or something along that nature, or planning a little bit beforehand when ordering Uber or Lyft or something. So yeah, I mean, it's an interesting concept, and I think this is kind of where things are going. I've said this before when it comes to car ownership. I don't think cars have actually, um, given up yet, but I think what's going to end up happening is it's going to be more of a car share. So you may just be participating in a car share where when you need a vehicle, it's going to be there, but it's not necessarily yours. So you just get in, you just drive wherever you need to, or at that point, it might be full self-driving. So that's what I see into the near future. It's probably still a little ways away, but yeah, definitely something that is interesting. DeVoe, you say it won't work. I don't think it's going to work. I think it's only going to be city, and obviously they're using big cities like LA, Chicago, DC. These are big cities, so it's only going to work for big cities, anyways. If you live in somewhere like my area in Buffalo, it's a little bit harder because we don't have grocery stores as close to a lot of the houses, or it could be businesses further away, especially if you're in the suburbs versus within the city. Even in the city, you still got quite a bit to go. But honestly, I would like to see more people walking. Walking is good for you. So I gotta say that for sure. Go Bills, yes. Greg, appreciate the super chat. When we have that interview with Uber Lyft CEO, I don't think DK is ever going to come on. We're still trying. We'll see. But when it comes to Lyft CEO David Risher, that is in the works. I mean, we have the show Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. And it's not just up to our schedule, it's up to his. And being a CEO of a large company, you do have a lot of meetings and stuff. So we are trying to work that out, what's going on. Talking like an LA newscaster covering a police chase. Oh, okay. So in the news, we got a bus that has been actually no, in LA, I think there was it was a bus, or what was it? Ambulance or something that got stolen. It was a high speed chase last week. I don't know why I saw that because I live in Buffalo, but I guess it made national news. I don't know if you saw that or not either, but pretty interesting. So Sergio, again, I don't know where you're at, but if you're watching, come on the phone, bro. You can. But with that being said, let's move on to our next topic. Uber is out, Lyft is in. So let's talk about what is going on with Lyft and some of the transparency features that they are having. And that is nearby drivers. And one of the funny things is that you're going to see in the funnies later is nearby drivers actually accurate? Now, this is coming straight from Sergio's app. And so, if you look at the first screenshot, if you are watching on the video, if you're listening on the podcast version, or just listening because you're driving, then don't pay attention to your screen, go back and play it, or come to the YouTube and watch that. But yeah, basically, you get the map, the layers. You can put nearby drivers, which is new. It's rolling out to new markets. It's not in every market. Sergio has it. I unfortunately don't. I want it though. I want to see it. And then, that middle screenshot is his, but where are all the drivers? There's only one driver. And then he did on his passenger app, all the different cars, and none of the cars that were on the passenger app showed up on the driver app. So not sure what's going on there. When it comes to, these nearby drivers, it could be a glitch. We all know glitches happen, but I've seen plenty of screenshots that you guys have either sent to us or have posted on X or Facebook or anything, that shows a lot of nearby drivers. And there's a lot of cars on the road. So there's even more than what is on the actual map. Now, one of the things that you can see, you can actually go between the passenger and driver app when it's actually working. And you can actually see the drivers on both apps. So I do think it is pretty accurate. And here's Sergio right now. So, Sergio, what's going on?
Hey, holy mother of Jesus.
You need
Hey,
to get a new
everybody.
computer or something, man.
Little technical problems. Look at Cheeky Chops says Sergio's shilling. You can kiss my ass, Cheeky Chops. It's like, I'm on fire today, so be careful, Cheeky Chops. But anyway, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for holding
Doing
down the fort.
no problem. But as I
Don't
was
know what
saying,
happened.
I don't know. But as I was saying, and to catch you up to speed, we were going over your screenshots of the nearby drivers and how yours wasn't really working or showing the drivers except for one compared to the passenger app. Although there are many screenshots that show, both the nearby drivers with a lot of cars, more than the five or eight that you normally see on the Lyft platform,
Yeah.
when it comes to the passenger app. So I think it is, for the most part, pretty accurate, and then shows even more drivers when it comes to it. But we'll talk later on why I think it might not be accurate.
Yeah.
But again,
Well,
that's more on the funnies.
yeah, that's in the funnies. So this is from my app. So you go to the obviously start screen. You click on there's like a little bookmark now on the right above the go online button on my app anyway, in California. So you click on that. It says nearby drivers new. It says new, like new gadget for seeing nearby drivers.
Thanks,
I'm
Greg.
like, okay, thank you, Greg.
Good
So
place to start.
I am interested in anything and everything new. And so what I did is I clicked on it, right? So that's where my cursor is. That's where I live at the house. It showed one single car. You guys see that? Right? There's no other cars around me. It showed. That's on the driver app. Then I went to my rider app and then, clicked on, like I'm going to order a trip, right? Or put an address in and look at all those cars, right? The usual 6 or 8 or whatever it is. So, which one is the real one though? The one in my driver app showing me a single car, or it's the same map, by the way, people, right? Or which one?
I
I don't know.
I think both are pretty accurate because if you look, the one driver car that's actually on your driver app is the same position as it is on the passenger app.
Good
But
eye.
I think there's some sort of glitch where it's not popping up the drivers on your location of your driver app.
Okay.
Because, like I said, we've seen quite a few instances where it has actually shown several drivers, not just the 8 that pop up, but you could see like 30 or 40 in your area. And let's be real, LA has thousands of drivers that are on at any given time.
Yeah, but what is like, so the car shape tells me these are all standard cars as far as
Mhm.
I'm concerned. I think I'm not sure if Lyft shows different types of cars like Uber does for comfort. All the little emojis or whatever those are, the icons are different on the Uber app. Like black is black and Lyft black, I'm sure is black as well. But
Yeah.
anyway, so I tried it and it failed. I mean, there's that one car which you caught correctly is the same car. The rest of the cars did not show up on my driver app. I think it's an important thing. I mean, we've been saying this, but in this day and age, though, Chris, I don't think it makes any difference, right? The markets there's so many cars out there. Okay. In the old days, if I had this tool, which I didn't, but I used my passenger app. So if they zig, if they go right, you go left. I mean, why go where everybody else is at? Unless there's some event taking place or LAX or whatever. In those
Mhm.
days, you just move away and then you get a faster ping. Well, these days there's so many cars. I don't know. Do you think this is a helpful tool for the driver to not go where everybody else is at? Or, I mean, accuracy put aside?
I think it's twofold. I think essentially if they are going to do this, they're going to say, okay, well, if there's drivers that are not in a particular area and you can see them all clustered all over, and then you're like, okay, this whole section has no drivers. Um, you might want to go there, but you also have to know that area too in order to
Yeah.
know, are there going to be rides in that area? So you kind of got to, piece together a lot of different things. Um,
Yeah. No,
so, but I
yeah.
also think that it's designed to help spread drivers out naturally, where it will get rid of prime time pricing and surge pricing altogether. Because if you
Okay.
have drivers that are spread out and not clumped together, then the areas that don't have people and there's rides that are coming in from those areas or originating from those areas for the pickups, then that's where I think you're going to have a little bit of the surge pricing dilemmas.
Yeah.
So I think it's a twofold thing.
All
I
right.
like that they're having more information. I like that you're not having to go to the passenger app. And I think they probably realize that so many people were doing that. They're just like, okay, well, let's just put in nearby drivers. Let's give them more transparency on the features that they can have to make more informed decisions. I honestly think they do want people to get out there and make money
Yeah.
because they don't want people complaining, even though it may seem like they don't
Right.
want. But in reality, I think if you use the information and you use it, deductively and smart, you can use it to your advantage. It's just a matter of, you got to take it, one step further than just going to a spot that has no drivers. If you're
Yeah.
going to a spot that's just it's an industrial spot and you don't realize that because you don't really know your market or you've never driven in that spot and you see no drivers and it's in the middle of the night, nobody's going to be there. So there's
No,
no
no,
rides that are
I know. I
originating there.
mean,
So
no, no, that part is given, right? You got to know your market, obviously, for sure. You got to know the patterns. You got to know when and where is busy. Obviously, we need to work when and where is busy.
yep.
That flexibility freedom thing is BS as far as I'm concerned. It's always been BS. I mean, in the old days, not as much as today, but today it's like, well, what's going to happen to me if I turn my app on at 3 in the morning? Not much. No, I get your point, and I was just testing it. Maybe I'll test it again going forward, because we've received some screenshots, specifically a couple from South Carolina. They were showing like hundreds of cars. I
Oh
was
yeah.
like, holy crap, is that for real or is that not real? I don't know. So maybe the other thing I just thought about this. Maybe how ride drivers these days, because they're pissed off about what? What are they most pissed off about these days? Obviously earnings,
Okay.
but take rate, right? So
Oversaturation.
what do drivers do when they go to their rider app? They price trips,
Yep.
right? And another way, by the way, when you're on your area filter, sometimes the Lyft app doesn't show your car, so you're like, you have your area filter on, you're not getting any trips forever in a busy area. And what happens is that now you have to go actually price a trip, and then your car pops up, and then you get the ping. Same thing happens sometimes with destination filters, right? So you got to, that you definitely should not let go of your rider app. Definitely not. But maybe they were like, Lyft is thinking, okay, these people are going constantly to the rider app, and I'm sure they know, and they're pricing trips, so might as well show them where the cars are, because maybe they're thinking it may stop them from getting pissed off as well. But
Yeah.
no, I will
Well,
never let
also
go of my rider
also
app.
the other thing too, the app on the passenger side is designed to realize what rides are coming in. So when somebody opens up their app and then they start typing in a
Yeah,
location, that will signal to the app saying, "Hey, there's a ride that's about to come in or possibly come in. So we need to make sure there's drivers available for this particular ride." And it could reshuffle things. So it actually
yeah.
might free up drivers or and again, this will go back to supply and demand, which will come back to surge pricing. So
Yeah.
I think, like I say, I personally think this is a twofold thing where it's going to give drivers more information, but it's also going to disperse drivers and also eliminate that factor where they're going on to price out a trip to see where rides are and
Yeah.
where drivers are,
All right.
which will lower that
All
potential
right.
person or the amount of rides that could be potential on the app.
All right. We'll give Lyft thumbs up on this one. Thanks for being more transparent, because unlike Uber
You got a
actually took this
contract
away.
violation, by the way.
Uber took this
Let's
away,
let
by
you
the way.
know.
The what?
I said you got a RSG contract violation for a late arrival.
Oh shit, yeah, definitely. I definitely did not deliver. Watch Harry cut my paycheck now. 17 minutes worth of shit. Wow. Anyway, I got stuff to talk about Harry in a minute though. Hold on. So yeah, I'm with all the transparency things that they're doing or they're trying to do, showing the dollars per mile, showing the dollars per active hour on the app on the ping screen, leaving the trip on the screen all the way to the end. Lyft is kind of taking lead in a lot of these things. Uber actually is going away. On Uber, by the way, when I used to turn my passenger app on, it would automatically show the 8 cars around me, right? Now it won't. Now I have to put an address in, check it out, and then it pops a tiny little window which I have to zoom in to see all the cars around me. So they made it a little bit more difficult. So yeah, Uber is
Which
going
doesn't make any sense because, again, it's based on what a passenger or potential passenger is actually doing. So if they're looking to price a trip, again, that's signaling to the app that, hey, there's a ride that could be coming in, so we need to adjust. There could be more demand. You get 1,000 drivers doing that, you're getting 1,000 fake rides that are happening, which could actually skew the system. It could help drivers. I mean, it could, because you're saying, hey, there's 1,000 rides that are coming in, and there's only 1,000 active drivers at the time. So maybe what we got to do is we got to increase surge in the area, and then it's not a real ride because all you're doing is you're trying to go in and see where the cars are at. So, I mean, it's a catch-22 on both sides, because if you're going on to price that trip, that's going to signal that there's more demand coming, and they have to price trips accordingly, which means surge pricing will kick in. And yeah, that's just a possibility right there.
Yeah, I agree. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. What else? What else we got?
I mean, it's when it comes to these types of things, when it comes to like nearby drivers or what's going on to plan your market, another great tool is on the Solo app, that the airport and events feature, which is nice because you can just open up the app. You don't have to open up Uber or Lyft. You can just open up the Solo app and check what's going on in the area to kind of pre-plan, pre-position yourself too. So that's another good feature. And again, anytime you have more information, it's just going to make you more informed, and you're going to be able to plan and position yourself in the best position so you know where to go. So if you don't have the Solo app, try downloading it, give it a try, check it out, because it does have a lot of great useful information on it.
Yes, it does. I have it. Plus, it has the guarantee.
Yeah.
If you
Some
don't make
markets,
it,
not all.
yeah, not all, but I mean, look, especially if you're doing deliveries, the market's not that healthy these days. So, I mean, look, it's in a good overall app. It helps you with a lot of things. Please check it out. Link is in the show notes. Are we doing our cars next?
Oh, we are doing our cars. So
Oh,
we are
no,
reacting
no,
to our car setup. So for
no,
everybody who sent in
bullshit.
your car setup, we appreciate that. We got about 15. We did 5 last week. So
Yeah,
if you missed the first 5, which were really good, some were really clean, some
very
were,
good.
very basic, some were really crazy. And today is no different. So we have quite a few rides to go through. We're going to go through another 5. But
This,
before we get started on that, this I posted earlier today on X to
yeah,
see
I
what
saw this
people were
one. Yeah,
doing.
I'm thinking like I didn't send you this one.
No, 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 no. This is something that I came across on Facebook earlier today,
This
and
is
I'm
real?
like, yes. So this
No,
is, yeah, this is not in the US. This is I believe in
one
India or
star,
something.
bro. What
Somebody commented that on there, but
the hell?
look, I like the concept because if you look at everything, they're all
7-Eleven, bro.
price tagged. Every single thing has a price tag on it. So you are literally a driving store. But there
This
would be a
is
lot of shrinkage because it's very easy for me to just grab something, take it,
bye.
and the driver would never know because he can't even look around to see. So
Hey,
I do like the concept. I do like the idea. But if
hey.
this is something that you want to do, and I know a couple of people,
This is
Levi,
unsafe, bro.
a couple
Unsafe.
others that are watching, you give your stuff away for free, bro. Do you actually make enough to give away for free, or should you be a rolling store? I get it. You could say, hey, tips. Well, you know what? I'm sorry, but if I charge $1.50 water, for when it costs me like 11 cents for a water, that's a good markup. And if you're driving at night with drunk people, or if it's really hot, like a lot of the country is right now, you can get a lot of water sales. But just saying. So what I would do personally, I would declutter the hell out of that, make a nice clean setup, get a tablet. We talked about this, when we first started talking about the car setups. Get a tablet and go to local stores, go to, local businesses, work with them to get advertising on your tablet. We actually highlighted someone last week who does this. We said that they probably need to charge a little bit more, especially on the yearly. But if you want to get a visual for pricing for the week, for the month, for the year, go back, check out last week's episode when we were reacting to the cars.
Yeah.
You can see that if you want to do it yourself. Now, the other thing you could do is also play Octopus, where it kind of does it all for you. And actually, Joe has a video coming up because he just signed up for Play Octopus. So he's going to give you his insight, how it's working for him within just the first within the first week of it happening. So he'll have that, and that video will come out on this Saturday. So make sure you check that out. But that's if you don't want to do it. But what I would do is I would have the tablet where it's doing the rotating ads, and then I would have my own little ad on there that would show the different things that I may be selling in the car, whether that's gum or drinks like water, juice, or candy bars or something like that, cookies, whatever, and price it out. And then you can have your links right there, whether it's like Zelle or Stripe or whatever you want. And then that way they pay for it, and you either have it up front in your front car, or you have it in the trunk. So if you got to get it out or something, you keep what you use most up front, and you keep the things that aren't used as much in the back. Those types of things are going to be a lot better. So I would definitely change that. Sergio, what do you think on this one?
Okay, I was going to ask you, you said you got it from a Facebook page, right?
Yeah.
Is this a US Facebook page? I mean, is this car in the US?
This car, I do not believe, is in the US.
Yeah,
but
that's what I'm thinking. This is too much. I mean, this is too much.
It's way too much. Like I said, I like the concept because he's thinking outside the box. He is a store on wheels. That is for sure.
That's where I get my Uber Pro Slurpees. 7-Eleven. No.
But like I said, clean it up. If this is something you want to do, great. Clean it up. Get a tablet in your car with the pricing, or a card on the back of your seat with the pricing of what you have: water bottles, cookies, whatever. I don't really get a soft serve machine. Nice.
That's a good idea, man. Summertime.
Fit.
Holy crap! In summertime?
No, wow. But honestly, you get nice cold water in. Yeah. Especially if you're in like Vegas or Phoenix or something. You will go through packs of water quickly. Not saying, or not telling you how I know this, but you get a cooler with a bag of a nice little bag of ice. You'd throw like a 35 pack, or 235 packs of water, depending on how big the cooler is, and you will sell those things all day long, and you can make quite a bit of money. Because if it costs you $4 for 35 waters, and you sell it for $1.50 per water, you're making a hell of a markup there.
But Chris, I mean, seriously, I get all this, right? I get all this. The car setups, the real ones. This is real, obviously, but it's not one of ours contestants. See, we didn't get into this business to do this. We got into the business just to drive, pick up A, drop off B to the next one.
But
we're down to doing this to get a few tips and shit.
Those who think outside the box can earn more money. If they're going to cap your money at a specific level, because otherwise you think it's a price floor, price ceiling, you got to think outside the box, and you got to do different things in order to make more money. And it's just a smart way to do. But like I say, way too much. Yeah, I like the idea. I really do. Just not a store like this, because the shrinkage on that and the theft is going to be out of this world, especially here in the US. Maybe not there. Maybe that's like Singapore or something, where if there's theft, they will literally like hang you. So maybe that's okay in that particular area. But when it comes to like the US, that entire car will be like ramsacked through. So that's why I say you
yeah.
get a tablet or you get a sheet of paper that's laminated, and you just have your pricing on it, and then that way you have your little QR codes. They scan it and say, "Hey, I ordered this." It pops up on your phone saying, "Hey, you got $8.50. Oh, hey, here you go, here you go, here you go. You're good to go." And everything is copacetic, and you just made $8.50 more. So,
All right.
a lot of
Okay.
things there.
All right, buddy. Okay.
I
All right.
like the idea. I think it's a good concept. It's just in this case, poorly executed.
All right. All right. Let's
But
go to the real. Let's go to the
let's
real
go
one.
to our real ones. And this is Daniel C coming in with a Galaxy tablet. And what's nice about this, you can see he's got the tablet, so it's on the side. You can run both apps at the same time.
Nice
There's
and
quite a
clean.
few people who are doing this, which is smart. Actually, I think it was Tristan over on X. Tristan, if you're watching, I'm not sure. But he had the Fold, the Galaxy Fold, and
Yeah.
he had both apps running side by side on the Fold. So that's another
Let's
option.
get
If you're an Android user, get the Galaxy Fold because you can open it up and you can have both apps running where you don't necessarily have to have a full-size tablet. But if you do want a full-size tablet, you can do that as well too. So
yeah.
this is Daniel's. You can see he's got
Nice and
some,
clean.
yeah, he's got some electrical tape, and then he's got like little clips for that. Daniel, if you're watching, they do make a company called CarMount. They have like a really nice magnet, and it's really strong. So it will hold. You get two of them, and it will hold your tablet, and you can stick it right on your car. So check out
Yeah.
CarMount. They're not expensive. Those are definitely something to look into. Here's a couple more screenshots of it set up, so you can see Uber and Lyft in the corner. You can see Uber's got the full screen. You can see it split between the two. And then the other one is Lyft, but unfortunately it's like to the side. So sometimes you got to watch out about that. But that's Daniel's car setup when it comes to his tablet that's in there. And honestly, tablets I think are a little bit better. If you can get one, it's definitely going to be a lot easier. You don't have to have so many phones if you have multiple phones. And trust me, we have one that's coming up that has a ton of phones. Um, Actually, if people want to see how to set up a tablet or anything like that, let me know. We could probably make a video on how to do that, like a how-to video for both Android and iOS devices. So,
Yeah. There's
would be pretty good.
actually
I'll
yeah,
kind of well,
two phones is good. This is good. Yeah, Tristan on
mhm.
X was talking shit to me about my problem with my boycott and Uber taking override. He had his Z Flip, and then he was like, "Yeah, on one side is one, the other one." I just don't like the Z Flip. But it's they're working on it. They're going to fix my problem shortly, I'm told. Yeah, this is cool. I mean, what somebody said, that's a good point. Somebody said it's covering the vents big time, which I kind of yes and no, maybe half of the vents, but then
um,
it will keep
I mean,
the
not
iPad
really.
cool.
Like, not really. I mean, if you have the vents going out to the side, it's
Yeah,
not really that bad.
yeah,
If you look, I mean, look at the screenshot where it's there. Most of the vents are
yeah.
open.
That's true. That's
Um,
true.
So, I mean, honestly, it's not if you have like an iPad Pro, like the
Yeah,
12.9-inch, like, yeah, that might, but if you have like
yeah.
a mid-sized tablet, it really won't. And then if you
All
have a
right.
bigger car or something, or a bigger
You know
infotainment
what?
center, whatever,
Okay.
yeah, it might not
Cool.
have any impact at all.
Let's go to the next one.
All right, the next person we have.
Sorry, you know who emailed me, right? Our Sunshine Man, from South
Jeff?
Carolina, Jeff. He goes, you told me that you're not going to show my car, and I'm like, I don't know. Are we showing his car? We should show his car.
Yeah, he's in the
On,
honorary.
on the next group, unless he's in this group, I don't know how
He's
you
the
do.
honorary because he's not actually participating in the giveaway portion.
Okay, well, we'll show his car because the other day he said he got a 1,000 yen. He's got 200, 200, yeah, 200 or I don't know, some ridiculous number. His whole roof of this car and
Yeah,
all the
well,
stuff is
we don't need to
covered
talk about it
with
now. We'll show it
dollar
so
bills
people can
of
see.
different countries.
Yeah, well,
So I'm
we can show it, and we're not going to talk about that now. We'll wait until we actually show it.
what do
So
we
you can
have
see it.
next?
Next, we have our winter bird, Roxy.
Hey, look at that. Holy
So,
shit. Roxy's selling some shit there, man.
oh yeah. So she's
Oh my
got
God.
she's a virtual dispensary. She's got a QR code there. She's got Hum Rideshare, so download Hum. Uh, you got the Cash App. Looks like a couple other QR codes.
Now,
Um, so quite a bit going on there when it
now
comes
that,
to it. Got a little Frigidaire, it looks like. So you got like energy drinks, ooey. I'm not sure what that is, but Roxy, if you're here, you can let us know. So yeah, she's got quite a few different little things and trinkets in her car. We do have a video coming up from her too. So yeah, quite a bit when it comes to it. Roxy, I'm going to make a suggestion. If you can kind of, make that a little bit neater in terms of like you got your Cash App and I'm assuming Zelle and maybe um, Square. Those are the three there for that. If you stick it on one sheet of paper, that might be a little bit easier for people, and then a little bit cleaner. Um, I like the little Lyft stash. That's cool though. I mean, how many
yeah,
people still have that?
she's an entrepreneur. Look at all these
Oh yeah.
different things she's schlepping out there. I know she
Oh yeah.
has a something. She has also water companies, it's
I
affiliation,
think it's that.
something going on. I don't
It's got
know.
to be that ooey that she's got in her hand.
Is that the
That's got to
one?
be that.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah, because that's a little Frigidaire. So for whoever said that they want the ice cream, you got that little cooler in there. So um,
All right.
yeah, pretty
Well,
interesting. Now let's
that's high. See, that's high margin items, cannabis and edibles, and
yeah.
all that stuff. Yeah, that's high margin. You got things for straight. Forget that 7-Eleven thing. This is all good shit right here.
Yeah. And hey, that's the good thing too. You got the QR code, so you're not getting any shrinkage there. There's no theft.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody might take that little shoe or something, that little green shoe, but beyond that, I mean, this is a lot better than what I was showing with that running store. So this is definitely a better idea because you got that QR code right there, and you can kind of get whatever dispensary items you might need.
Yeah, this is cool. No, good job, Roxy.
All right, let's play the video.
Roxy's been with us for a
God.
while.
Yep, I carry energy drinks. Everybody's tired when they get my car. I got it real busy to wake them up. I have all my QR codes for my Cash App, taking credit cards for when I do private rides because I'm now a home driver in Arizona. Woohoo! I go out and get my own rides. It's pretty cool. It's a subscription base. I've got a little mini fridge to carry my drinks in. I got little energy shots. Those are things people want. And I'm really excited because there's some major changes that are happening. I'm thinking I got to do more. You got to have a bunch of things going on. I do all the delivery apps. I did that during COVID. I don't do it as much now. I focus on my rides. And just handing out free samples. I even added a virtual dispensary where the customers can go right to my store and have it shipped to their house. They don't believe me. I got samples. I have my trunk loaded up. But these are just some extra things I can do. It's it's a I'm not gonna say it's a car pharmacy.
Pharmacy.
This is all health and wellness. Everybody needs to feel good.
All right.
Yep. So that is her car right there, which is pretty cool. So yeah, that's a good idea. Roxy, if you're watching, email me about the energy drinks because I'm trying to look for different ones than looking for specific ones that don't have certain things within them. So shoot me an email. I don't know if you're here watching, but if you are, shoot me an email and let me know a little bit more information if you can about those drinks. So Thank you, Roxy, for submitting that. Now we have Frank coming up. Give me 1 second. All right, so these are quite a few different screenshots. He's got his tablet right there for the car. I see his dash camera, good touch. Down below, and then one screenshot, he's got chargers there, and then it looks like a karaoke machine, I'm assuming. So a lot of people are doing some karaoke. You got the lights in there. He's got Play Octopus. He's got hand sanitizer. That's always smart. I like the tips much appreciated floor mats. That's good.
Wow.
So he's got quite a few things going on there. Honestly, it's pretty clean when it comes down to it. For the most part, I mean, you got the little J hooks there with the 20% off cash rides. So he does looks like his own rides. He's private. Hopefully you have the proper insurances there, Frank, just to make sure you don't get into a pickle later. But yeah, he's got Play Octopus, so that's good there, and making a little extra money. He's got his tip jar, so he's got his virtual tip jar. A lot of people are starting to do that. So maybe what we'll do is we'll do how to make a virtual tip jar as well too, for a video.
We have one. We're going to show one, aren't we?
Yeah, well, we're gonna do that, but I mean, how to actually do it,
how to
like
make
how to
it?
set it up and all that.
Okay.
So we'll do that. So if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe because that's what we're gonna do. So yeah, you know, more drivers are looking outside the box on trying to create extra ways of making money. You know, Roxy with her ways, Play Octopus with Frank's way. I do have a video for Frank as well too. So let's cue that up.
Oh, definitely.
All right, I got to shut the music off, but
oh, that's a nice van, bro.
Yeah, for the most part, pretty clean.
Nice XL. Yeah, cool.
So that's Frank's. Greg, thank you for the super chat. All that is what Uber and Lyft makes people do. No, that's what people want to do. I mean, if you want to do, you want to do it. Then
I personally will not do this. Personally, no, not going to do it. However, I think this is awesome. Seriously, is. You know, my car, my rules, and it starts right there. So everybody's different. You know what I mean?
Yep. All right, now let's go to James.
Oh my God.
So James is a San Francisco-based driver. He's driving for Uber, Lyft, and Y-Ride. He's got the little thing in the center of his car there. Pretty interesting. And then, what's up?
No, I'm like, I'm looking at it like these cars. Like I'm like thinking how I would react if I got picked up by James, let's say, in a car like that. I mean, it'll put me in a good mood, unless I'm a total sourpuss. It'll be like I'd turn everything off, like whatever. But no, I mean, hey, good for you, James.
Yeah, I think I like the carbon fiber that he did for the door handles to protect them. That's cool. Yeah. You know, one thing I would actually recommend doing further is doing the inside of the door handle, because you're going to get a lot of people with their nails that are going to scratch, or rings or something. So that can actually scratch the paint up. But if you put a little protector on there with the carbon fiber vinyl, that can actually help too. That's something I'm looking at doing too for mine, is to protect the door handles a little bit better. Why he's got that red thing on the mirror, I'm not quite sure, but sure. If James, if you want to let us know what that's all about, because I'm not sure. But he's got his Y-Ride, and then some reading materials in there, and then hold on, wait for it. Here we go. What do you think about that, Serge?
This is the same car, no?
Yeah.
I mean, look at all that. Look at all the carbon fiber stuff going on. That's like,
yeah, I like the carbon fiber. That I do like.
What is he? I'm just trying to figure out what he has. What's going on here? Okay, he has the tablet.
Two phones, the infotainment center, and a tablet.
Holy shit! Yeah,
and then he's tracking his mileage. James, download the Solo app. You can get your mileage tracker right in there. That way you don't have to track your mileage the old-fashioned way. You can
You know,
actually do it.
the car is
Yeah.
like super well done, modern, you know, all the new tools and toys, right? And then he writes down his mileage.
Yeah. I mean,
He's
I get it if you want the
old school
backup,
when it comes
but
to that, but new school when it comes to everything else.
yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, so you got that many phones. Woo. But hold on. There's gonna be more videos of that or more pictures. So here's another angle of it. And
Yeah.
so he's got all his notes on one phone. It looks like he's got his radio or podcasts on another phone. Do you know that you can do this all from one phone or tablet?
Yeah.
Like you can do that all from one phone and tablet. Just
Yeah.
saying, you don't have to have all these phones. I'm sure somebody gets in and there's probably a talking point, and you're probably doing it for that particular reason, but you don't need to do that. You can actually run it all on one phone or tablet, and then
Yeah.
that way
I
you
mean,
kind of not have to worry about all that.
at
And
some
then
point,
he's
it also
got
becomes a safety issue. You know what I mean? I mean, it's like
yeah,
if you
looking at
keep
so many
looking at
different
like
screens.
3, 4 different things, you're taking your eye off the road. But I mean, look, man, whatever rocks your boat floats your boat, as they say. So he's probably so used to this setup. He's probably had this forever, and he's just kind of rolling with it. You know.
Yep. And then
There
I like the projectors that he's got though on the floor when you open the door. That's what I did
Yeah.
with the Jeep. And that was a huge talking point. Like everybody who opened the door, they're like, "Holy crap, look at that. That's so cool." And everyone's asking about it. So like
Yeah.
just simple things like that. It can keep it real clean because you don't see that little projector thing and it just adds something a little extra. Now you can't see that during the day, so if you're driving during the day, there's no point of having that on. So if you drive primarily during the day, but if you're driving at night as well, it's a nice little extra thing to have in there because that can definitely uh, make it a little easier. And then he's
Well,
running all 4 apps on the iPad itself. So smart move
well,
there.
yeah. No, the other thing we should do next is, you know, you have the emails, I have the emails. We should get in touch with these people and see what their like tip percentages are. Are they getting more tips? I mean, obviously they're doing it for more tips because they're entertaining, right? Extra stuff. So I wonder if their tip percentage is higher. I hope
Yeah, I
it
don't know.
is. You know,
I don't
I
know.
hope.
It'd be pretty interesting. And then, of course, we have Johnny, which is our last. And he keeps it nice and clean. He's just got a dash camera right there and a protector.
Divider.
So he's
I
got
like that divider though. I like that protector. It kind of covers him on the side as well.
yeah. So you could what that originally was one for the back, like it just was a straight
Oh, he
one, but
bent
because
it.
he bent it.
Oh,
So he bent it so then the passenger
smart.
on the front gets in. He's still kind of somewhat protected.
Okay,
Um,
smart. Okay.
I mean, there's still a huge gap between, but hey, it gives a little bit. Now I want to know what the hell that. I mean, is that thing a freaking shifter
Is that a stick
next
shift?
to his cup? I mean, is that a shifter? Like, are you doing like 18 wheeler right there or something, or what?
I don't know. If that's a stick shift and he's driving in LA, his left leg is going to be this much bigger than the right leg. I guarantee you that. With all the
No,
clutch,
my car's a stick shift, and it's not.
no, but you don't drive in LA. You get stuck on the 405. I'll see your left. I'll
That's
see your
true.
clutch leg. I'll see your clutch leg go this like this. Nah.
Well, when I get my stage 3 clutch put in, then that might. But
Oh yeah. But
one
no, okay.
thing
I
though,
like it.
Johnny.
You know, this is cool. Nice
One
and
thing,
clean.
Johnny. Put up your A pillar. What happened to your A pillar there? Your plastic. Put that back up. It doesn't look professional with the A pillar plastic out. I can see your wires and all that stuff. So put that back up.
All right.
I don't know if you can see that or not, but yeah, that's definitely something that you need to fix.
Okay.
So pretty interesting stuff there, which is pretty cool. And yeah, so what do you guys think? I couldn't really read the comments, but
Yeah, I'm looking at
look,
it.
I am hey, if it works for you, great. And if it's your car, it's your car. I'm happy. One thing I would say for the cars that have, wires all over, or if you can clean it up, try cleaning it up. It's going to look a lot more professional. It's going to look a lot nicer. Um, it's just going to look better overall. And, you know, test that. See if that's going to help you get more in tips. It keeps it cleaner, especially if you're going in there and cleaning everything all the time. If you have a lot of stuff that you have to move around and clean out and pull out and all that, it's just gonna be a lot easier if you can kind of condense it into one thing. So that's one thing I'm gonna say. And when it comes to cable management for some of these that are running tablets and phone chargers and stuff like that, just please make sure that you are doing cable management as best as you can. Put it into a loom, like one of those wire looms. It's going to keep the wires a lot more protected. It's going to keep it so if people get in, if they're drunk, if they don't realize, they bring a bag and it just grabs it, it's going to pull on it. It could yank it, it could damage your cord, and then you have to get another one. So that's the best thing to do because it's going to be protected. You can tape it up. You can put a lot of different tools that they have that will keep it so it's going to be right next to the seat or however you want to do it. You could hide it. You can do a lot of different things. Just take the time to actually run it in, make it look nice. So that's my 2 cents when it comes to that. And then also with the Play Octopus, a couple of people have been asking when it comes to, how much can you actually make? I think it was Frank who sent us this. Was this Frank, right?
Yeah, I got it a couple 3 days ago, something like
Okay.
that.
Yeah. So Frank sent us, how much you made, an extra $1,000, not too shabby. I mean, would you like to make an extra $1,000 or would you like to make $1,000 less? That's up to you.
And doesn't
But either
cost you
way,
anything. Like this is as high ROI as you can get. Zero cost basis on this. This is pure profit right here, right? And I don't know. If anybody says anything bad for free money, then I give up.
I know, right?
I give up. The world is
But yeah.
coming to an end anyway, so might as well.
Well,
start
why
with
not get a little more money so you can party hardy before going
Yeah,
out?
exactly. So when people are complaining about free money, stuff is wrong, very wrong. So, I mean,
Yeah. You're just unhappy people, I guess, right? I get it. Hey,
Yeah,
if you don't want to, but as Joe will point out in his video, you can mute it and you can, turn things down. So you don't even have to listen to it. It's right there though. But yeah, it's still pretty good. And it's
Okay.
extra money.
That's
And right
negative.
now they're
That's
giving away $25 once you hit 50 points. And
Yep.
Joe hit it almost within 1 week. So it's definitely something that you can potentially do and make extra money on. So definitely look into it.
Okay,
That's
I
all
don't
I
know
gotta
the
say.
answer to that question, but that's negative thinking, Joey. What if the tablet is stolen? I'm pretty sure you're covered by Octopus because they send the tablet to you for free. You don't pay anything for it, so I'm sure they have some sort of deal. But so let's not think negatively. Let's just think positive. And I mean, I don't have it, Octopus, but I think 1,000 is 1,000. And what is that? Okay, 1,000, is at least a set of tires, probably the oil changes for the year. I mean, hey, right? Okay, so look at it that way.
Or Christmas, could be a trip.
Well, I mean, whatever.
I
But
mean-
I'm saying free money. Okay, so stop complaining. Free money. So I'm seeing some comments about 4th of July was great. 4th of July was horrible. 4th of July was great. 4th of July was horrible. We're going to talk about that shortly. So hang on, people.
That's in our topic after this topic coming up, which unfortunately for those who are in time and distance still without upfront fares, they are lowering rates. Uber is and changing the service fees. So yeah.
Okay, this is two. One came to me. One I grabbed it off Twitter. So the one on the left, I grabbed it off Twitter. And Coast to Coast host, one of the hosts at Coast to Coast Drivers Space on X, Boston driver Matt posted that up with the circle and the arrow, which clearly, this is where I'm going to talk shit about Harry. So hold on, people.
Yeah, I
the other
posted
one
it before he put the arrow on.
Yeah, the other one is from down under, Australia.
Mate.
Yep. Not only they are lowering their fares, but they are increasing the service fee. They had they were at 20%, or 22.5%. Their rate, Uber is saying now the service fee is going to go up to 27.5%.
Jesus.
And The rest of the email, actually, the one on the left may be also from down under. I don't know. I don't know if that's a US thing. But long story short, the one on the right, second part of the email is pretty much the same as the one on the left. Basically, Uber is saying what they said a decade ago, Chris. A decade. When I got my first rate cut. Okay. It says, no worries. We're going to cut the rates in order for you to make more money. Because if we cut the rates, the scale of the business, the ridership is going to grow, so that there'll be more orders for you, more trips, more requests. How did that work out for you, drivers, for the last 10 years? How did it work out for you? Did it work out well? And good old Harry says, literally, it doesn't say you're going to make less money. Harry, I think this will be a good crossfire topic. Look what it says, Harry. Look what it says in the box right there. What's it say, Chris? What's it say in that red box there?
We anticipate that these changes will lead to an increase in rider. No, what Harry didn't say you're going to make less. So originally I posted the screenshot, and this is before he highlighted that, because Harry had come back, because what I had said was only Uber would say that we're going to pay you less, but you're going to end up making more. And so Harry responded saying, nowhere here it says that you're going to make more. But I put, it's the inference that we anticipate that these changes will lead to an increase in rider demand and result in more trips for driver partners, which means they're saying we're going to pay you less, but you should make more because you have to give more rides.
That is the same hocus pocus they've been saying at every rate cut. I've been through 4. If you include upfront fares, 5. I know exactly what my rates were when the first day I started driving, all the way to right before upfront fares. Okay. And every time Uber cut the rates, they said exactly the same thing. This is new. This is from like a week ago. So obviously in Uber land, nothing changes. The same rules apply. However, Uber, here's my pushback on this. You have reached such scale now with 162 million customers already. See, in those days, they may have had a point. I never bought it, even 8 years ago, 10 years ago, 6 years ago, 4 years ago, on with upfront fares. I'm not buying this either. You lowering the fares on the drivers will never make drivers more money. Period. Nope. Not gonna happen. Math is math. I don't care what the way you look at it. When I first started in LA, this is 2016, early February. $1.40 a mile, 30 cents a minute. Okay? I got a cut, another cut, another cut, and the last one was cut in LA. 60 cents a mile and 21 cents a minute. $1.40 to 60 cents, 30 cents to 21 cents. Okay? You ask me, how can I make more money when you cut the mile and time and distance rates by 50 and 30%? Right? That math don't add up, Uber. So
you know what that means? You have to drive 100% more.
Well, that's what actually on the last earning calls, they were proud of that, Chris. Both Lyft and Uber literally said that, and not one analyst who has $2 worth of balls came and said, because you're paying them peanuts, they are forced to drive more hours. They're driving more hours, double the hours, or 50% more hours to make the same, to gross the same that they grossed a year ago. Nobody will ask that, of course. Nobody will, right? The PR machine will keep going on.
I don't know if it's necessarily that. I think it's that they just don't know. They're not in the industry itself. They're not the ones who are driving. They're the analyst, or they're the reporter. They are doing their job and they're good at their job, but they don't understand the intricacies of driving and what it means.
Well, the ones I talk to before every earnings call, they know. And the jackasses don't know. So all I'm saying is, if you got this, I'm sorry. I mean, this is the one on the right. Adam is one of our viewers from down under. Now he's getting the double whammy. Not only his service fees are going up, which was limited to us to a, how ours was 80, 20, 75, 25, right? Australia was like that. Now Uber says, okay, we're going to bump it up to 27 and a half, but also we're going to cut the rates, create more demand for you so you can make. Ultimately, you'll get more trips. We'll create more orders for you. I'm like, it's bullshit. Whatever. So, it is what it is. It's Uberland. Everything is expected.
Yeah. So the only company in the world that says, hey, we're going to pay you less, but we expect you're going to get more.
Yeah.
I call bull. Bull. After how many times we've seen that. But this is the exact reason why I continue to say you have to think outside the box. You have to think outside the box to help with getting better tips or to, create some sort of ancillary income when you're driving, because that's going to help offset some of these costs of being lower. So if you have to drive, 45 hours instead of 20 hours, or if you have to drive 80 hours instead of 40 hours, what you used to be driving, those are a couple of things. Then, downloading certain apps that will help you with planning out your day or your area or where it's going to be busy, what type of information, because this is taking information from drivers across the board who are using that particular app, like Solo. And they're going to be able to help you hit those hotspots on where things are going to be working and picking up for you, so you can actually go out there, work that, make more money. Play Octopus, another thing where you can make extra money for free, essentially. All you have is a couple of ads playing. Whoop-de-freaking do. You listen to the radio, you got ads playing. Why not get paid for it? But yeah, you got to think outside the box on these things in order to try to offset these lower costs so you can actually make more money. And then instead of making, X amount of dollars that you're getting paid from Uber or Lyft, you're making X plus one because you're thinking outside the box and doing more. I know it's hard for a lot of people who may want to do that because they just want to be simple and pick up point A to point B. And if that works for you, that works for you. But if you want to make extra money, sometimes you got to think outside the box and do different things.
Yeah. Chris, I don't know the answer to that. Not you, Chris, but Chris Lewis. Email me, Sergio@therideshareguy.com. I'll look into it. I don't think there is an app in Puerto Rico that is similar to Solo, but there may be one. I don't know.
I don't know.
I will find
email
out.
Sergio and we can find out for you.
Yeah. Anyway, so it will cut the fares. You'll be busier.
If not, we can just always tell Solo to go into Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
If they have enough demand, they can get in there.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, thanks, Uber. Much appreciated. Same lingo all throughout. How did that work out for the last 8 years? Doesn't work out. I'm definitely not making the same money I was making 8 years ago, 6 years ago, 4 years ago, and with upfront fares. So that's it.
Oh, no. There's one more screenshot right there. Oh, wait, hold on.
We have one more. Oh, this one was interesting. This is not about acceptance cancellation. Although I do like the acceptance cancellation numbers here. Accept AR numbers here. Now there's warnings going out when you decline trips, kind of,
Mm-hmm.
It's all about riders, buddy. It's all about riders. When drivers repeatedly reject trips requests, everything slows down. Chris, we need to make a video. I should make a video. Can I insert my head inside Dara's interview with Harry? I can, right? We can do that, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna make a video, and we're gonna put that out there. DK, I speak to your people all the time. I know for you guys, the network is supposed to work smooth. Okay, good. Okay. And when you are on record saying, if you are not accepting trips, it's on us. Give us some time for the algorithm to learn. It's on us. That means we're not doing a good job pricing trips. It's your two lips moving. It's public. This is you. This is not the driver. This is actually a smart driver who probably watches us. Well, definitely. So send me this thing. It says, When drivers repeatedly reject trip requests, everything slows down. Riders wait longer to be picked up, and you and other drivers have to travel longer or farther picking up other passengers. If you paid me, if you are paying me $2 and change to pick a human up in 2024 and expect me to accept that happily, you have another thing coming. It ain't going to happen. We have grown. The channel has grown. People are learning. People are, passing the word around. And I totally believe this advantage versus standard thing is because in those 9 cities, people have learned to go, no thanks, no thanks, no thanks. And then some drivers go, when I drive, right, I get a good trip, I'm going to accept it. People get in my car, he goes, or she or he will say, oh my God, I waited like 15 minutes for a car. Yeah, because your ping traveled between God knows how many rejections because the man up there, Uber, did not price that trip correctly. Now, they priced it correctly for you, Mr. Rider, but they did not price it correctly to the driver. So people are going, no thanks, have a good one, no thanks. And this is what's happening. We're actually winning, people. We're seriously winning. They're kind of admitting, without admitting, that, well, now we have to have 2 categories. If you're not accepting, I'm only going to give you a trip radar. You have to go play Hunger Games. No problem. Now, if you were paying, if advantage versus, standard was 25% difference, do you think 5 is going to make a difference, Chris, between standard and advantage? Do you think I'm going to bust my ass to get my acceptance rate up? Hell no. But if you said, now there's a 25% difference between the pay of a standard versus advantage, everybody will start accepting more trips. You know what I'm saying? It's all about this, Uber. It ain't nothing to do with riders waiting, drivers this and that. So stop with this passive aggressive bullshit. Raise the fares. We'll take more trips for you.
Give me 1 second.
Did you get a message from Uber? my
No, I'm looking for something.
My assistant at Uber.
What?
My assistant at Uber. I have an assistant at Uber. Don't you know that? Are you pulling out the Dara thing? Is that what you're doing? Yeah. No, I'm going to do a video. I'm just do a video and we're going to put it out.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the clip.
No, don't worry about it. We'll find it. Well, it's in the interview. We'll find it, and then I will make a video, and it will be perfectly timed.
Here's the thing.
We'll do something good editing.
Hey, Uber, you have a warning about when drivers repeatedly reject requests, everything slows down, riders wait longer to be picked up, and you have other drivers to travel further, picking up other passengers. Here's my warning to you. When you price rides wrong, drivers do not accept because they want to be paid fairly. That is on you. So that means you are slowing down your own systems by doing that.
And drivers are winning this battle. People, don't even hit the X, okay? That's what I do. When I'm rejecting, I don't hit the X. I let it ping out for 10 seconds. Screw that. Screw the network. Screw the platform. I'm not going to say screw the rider because they're paying the bills. Let it ping out. Because if you do click X, it goes to the next driver. That horrible offer that you're seeing, it goes to the next driver faster. So just let it ping out. Let it go.
Let it go. It's full 10 seconds.
Let it go.
It's going to make a difference.
I swear to God, they're admitting, bro. On their blog, the first line, right, clearly says, we love riders coming back to our platform.
Yep.
Well, they're not. Well, they are on your platform, Uber, but they're not getting picked up. And I think drivers are winning.
Actually, you know what? Question for our audience right now. Are you, hopefully you're talking to your passengers. And my question to you is, are your passengers saying that they're waiting longer to get picked up? Are they noticing anything, or are they pretty much, expecting the time that they're getting picked up in? Usually you hear that as a complaint pretty good. So let me know what you're hearing, what you're seeing. But
Yeah,
I would be interested to know.
I can't.
They
Yeah,
are
we're definitely going to do those. Actually, we're going to do those videos because this email that we showed from Uber.
longer.
You're doing the same song and a dance from 10 years ago, Uber. Nobody's buying that bullshit anymore. Even the newbies are not buying. Even the newbies are watching channels like ours and other channels and saying, "Oh, wait a minute, this is how we play the game." So, this is not working, Uber. This is just not going to work. So, wake up, people. Tell all your driver friends. Go to the airport. Tell them don't accept garbage. Decline garbage. Hashtag decline garbage. Hashtag know your worth. Otherwise, they can do whatever the heck they want. It's their platform. It's their app. I don't give a shit. But what they cannot do is they cannot force you to accept anything. Okay? There you go. It's in their TOS. They cannot.
Yeah. Yeah. And until they understand that acceptance rate is going to continue to go down if rides are not priced accurately or fairly, and drivers understand that, they know that, and they're saying we're not going to take it. And that's why they're having this advantage versus standard driver come in. And then they're going to use all this stuff to try to modify. But the problem is, Uber, you came out and said, if your acceptance, or if you see drivers acceptance rates going down, you yourselves, Uber, are pricing trips wrong. You need to adjust those trips.
They are pricing
Raising the rates.
Half the marketplace. They're pricing correctly, which is the rider. The other half is the driver. They're not pricing correctly. They are pricing half of it correctly. They're jacking them up and whatever they're doing, ripping a new one. But all of this bottom line is, people, you need to spread the news. We've been doing this for 2 years now, 2 years and 4 weeks or whatever. Show me the money. And from the first day, we said, decline garbage, know your worth. I'm wearing shirts that says decline garbage, know your worth. Okay? Because you got to know your worth. If you don't know your worth, if you think you're going to do a $2.35 trip in 2024, drive a mile, pick up a human, drop off a human for less than $3, which you're going to buy a pack of gum or half a gallon of gas, whatever the heck it is in California, then you don't know your worth. I'm sorry. I apologize. I mean, I don't want to sound rough, but you're an idiot if you're putting humans in your car for $2.35. Okay? So know your worth, man. It all starts here. Screw Uber, screw the riders, screw the platform, screw all of this. How many 235s, 260s, 350s, 450s you can put together to make $100 a day? I mean, come on, man. Get smart, people, and spread the word. We can do so much. Spread the goddamn word. All of you go to airports, queues, get out of your car. Say, decline garbage, know your worth. Just go talk to everybody. Because
I gotta disagree with you, and I agree. Somebody in the comments said that they don't price rides correctly for riders either, because they jack up the price.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
what they're willing to pay for it. Hey, that's on them. But when it comes down to it, again, this is why I say Uber and Lyft are primed for disruption. These other companies that are going to come in, they don't have the same overhead that they have to worry about with Uber. You don't have 33,000 employees that you have to pay for across the globe. You don't have to appease your shareholders and continue to try to get the stock to a certain price or go up. You don't have to do this with these other companies that are coming in. So these companies that are coming in are prime disruptors to disrupt these companies, Uber and Lyft, already. We talked with Cory Doctorow, the enshittification, and this is just something that it's going to start happening, and you're going to see things change and they be disrupted, and it only happens quicker as technology moves faster. So you're going to have new companies that come in. It might be local, like something like Y-Ride, which is in San Francisco. You might have something like Rides, which is expanding, faster in different areas. So who knows what it could potentially be? It may not even be a company that's born yet. It may be something that's completely different. There's so many different companies out there right now, and it's only going to take a matter of time before they become the Uber of rideshare in terms of, the brand recognition. When that happens, Uber and Lyft are done, especially if they don't have to worry about being a public company.
I respect Uber and Lyft in one area and one area only. Okay. I mean, I know this stuff inside out, okay, with my finance background. To create a marketplace is one of the most difficult things ever to be done. Okay. It's really, really difficult. And to scale it to their size, it's really, really almost impossible. That's why it took Uber $30 billion to create this massive marketplace now. Okay. The new companies, and I'm working with one, and I'll announce it next week. We're going to do an actual town hall with drivers, with our partners. Okay. It's called Y-Ride. It's in San Francisco. We signed up 2,000 drivers. Okay. The point I'm trying to make is they have created this marketplace, amazing marketplace. We don't need to recreate the wheel. These new companies who will ultimately disrupt Uber's and Lyft's shenanigans are going to be companies that keep it simple, stupid. No algorithms, no hocus pocus, none of this bullshit, two-sided marketplace, miles and minutes, and we're doing all these things. So all I'm telling you, people, is if you don't know your worth,
appreciate the super chat. Thank you.
I cannot emphasize enough. It all starts here, right? You got to know your worth first. Screw Uber, screw everything, screw all of it. Maybe you're doing the same thing with your own. Maybe if you have a W-2, maybe you're not asking for more money or a raise. But all I'm saying to you is that I cannot emphasize enough for you guys to make sure that when you're picking up a trip, it's worth your time. It's worth to do. And most people, I'm hoping, is doing it. And all these things that they're bringing around, kind of proves the point that people are going, okay, man, we're not afraid of declining. We're going to just decline. Bye. I'm not going to do it. And people are going to tell me now, seriously, I'll get probably emails right after the show. But Serge, I have to make $200 a day. Okay. I got you. But if you're out there with that goal to make $200 a day, cash flow only, and then I would highly recommend you don't do this for a full-time career. Okay. Drive your part-time, make your $100. You have your whole gaps to close in your own from your W-2s. You're doing it part-time. I got it. Okay. Then you may have to accept a few garbage chips because you have $1 goal in mind. But if you're doing this full-time, we have so many drivers here who are still making decent money by, not accepting everything, not accepting garbage. And please, I plead with you, don't accept these trips and make the platform fail. I mean, send the message is loud and clear to me. And they lied. He lied. He lied to Harry. Flat out. It's a year and 2 years later now. We have Upfront. By the way, didn't Upfront come with the expectation that because now they're showing us the destination, right? Acceptance rates are going to go up. Remember, right? We didn't know where we were going before. That's how Upfront came. No, Upfront came. You see the destination in exchange of making less money. That's the exchange. That's a horrible fucking exchange. So we'll figure this out. It's okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah. All right, but it's not all doom and gloom when it comes to the pay. If you know what you're doing,
one second, buddy,
smart.
one second, partner. 1 second. Somebody asked about Prop 22. There's no update on Prop 22. I know she asked twice. There's no update. Waiting for the Supreme Court to come down with the decision. Hopefully, third or fourth quarter of this year. But the oral arguments have been made. I don't think that Prop 22 is going to be found unconstitutional. I think it's going to be found as is and left alone. So that's that answer. Sorry.
All right. Well, going back, it's not all doom and gloom when it comes to earnings. Some people can get out there, they can make money. They're being smart. They're making good decisions on when, where to drive. And, you're using the game to yourself and to your advantage. And, that's one of the things that we try to help here when it comes to certain concepts like the 3 Ps, patience, position, and planning. You can go check out that video. But yeah, there's a lot of different things. And when we talk about last week, tips on July 4th and the weekend, what you can do, some markets, it was slow. Some markets, it was crazy. So some drivers were out there making some money.
Yep. This is my actually student. I signed this driver up literally a month ago, 5 weeks ago. Uber didn't have a bonus and Lyft had $1,000 bonus in LA, Chris. I signed him up the day after they cut it to 400, right?
Oh,
Yeah, fucking whatever. Okay. Anyway, so but he had to do 210 trips for me to get to 400, and he got 350. So we both got something out of it. But that wasn't the deal. I signed him up. I personally met him at Burbank Airport. I took him to the Uber hub. I got his airport placards. I got everything he needs, and I sat his ass down. Okay? He has my personal number. I sat his ass down. He told me what he wants to do. This guy used to do nothing but DoorDash. Okay? He was, for the last 3 years, he's been doing DoorDash. DoorDash, he goes, is dead. I'm not making money. I have a wife and 2 kids. I need to drive. I love driving. I don't mind driving, Serge. Teach me how to do this. I'm like, okay, fine. So we sit down, and for an hour and a half, I filled his brain with all the stuff I talk about here. The 3 Ps, decline garbage, when and where to work. Because he was like, initially, he was like, I don't want to go to the airports. I'm like, you have to go to the airports. You have to. You're going to wake up early. You have to adjust your hours. Don't work on Tuesdays. Everything I know, I go slowly fed him. He forgot certain things. And then I would look at his weekly earnings. I go, why did you take this trip? Why are you going there? Like, why did you even think, like, why? He goes, oh, yeah, because, I'm trying to make him play chess as opposed to checkers. Like, he would accept the trip without, like, figuring, well, when I go there, there's nothing there. Now I have the dead mile back almost. But he looks at like everybody else does, the newbies. They look at $50 trip. I mean, yeah, you're going 70 miles. Where you go, there's no trips. For me, the important thing is not where you're going, not the trip you're on. The important thing is what's there when you get there, right? So anyway, on 4th of July, I told him, I go, listen, stick to the hot zone. He's in LA. Stick to the hot zone. He goes, I'm going to work 14 hours. I go, fine, knock yourself out. He split shifted it to start with, right? He had both Uber and Lyft on simultaneously, okay? He literally worked 13 hours and 25 minutes on Uber and 11 hours and 13 minutes online on Lyft, okay? And, I mean, numbers are numbers. $700. He does only X and standard, not even comfort. But the car he drives is a perfect car for a ride share. It's a Kia Niro hybrid, 50 miles a gallon. He fucking killed it, Chris. $700 in 12 hours. Or let's take, you know what? Let's take the Uber's 13 hours and 25 minutes. Okay, there you go. $700. So a lot of people go, oh, there's no money. I didn't make money. Well, look, if you work hard enough, there is money out there to be made. And this guy is an animal. I mean, he's not that young. He's in mid-30s, but he says, I want to drive. I have a goal. I'm living in an apartment with 2 kids. I want to get out of this apartment. I want to buy myself a house. He has these goals set up, right? And I respect this guy more than anybody probably I met over the last at least 2-3 years as far as drivers are concerned. Smart drivers are always going to be smart. But this guy not only is learning how to be smart, but he's also, a hard worker. He knows he got to put the hours in. $700. In what freaking world are you going to make $700 in 13 hours? What world, Chris? What W-2 will pay that? Plus, you can turn the app off and go take a leak and eat your lunch and go take a nap and then go back out again. No, it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. So rideshare still has its positives. But if you do it the right way, if you did it the right way in 4th of July, this is only his 4th of July. He's actually grossing $2,500 to $3,200 a week, Chris, between 2 apps. I have all his numbers. And he's incrementally increasing it by like 3% now, 2%, 3%, because he's honing his game now. He really, in a month, he became a veteran, right? And nice. $700. I mean, there, this is 4th of July. And I hope all of your 4th of Julys were like this. He worked hard. You're all going to say, oh, you worked 13 hours. I'm like, yeah. So
well, you got to do what you got to do in order to get what you want.
You're going to work 13 hours and gross $400. No, you gross $700. There you go. So to me, kudos to my man. Great job. Keep it up. And he's going to fucking do it. He has his goal. He's going to go buy himself a house. He goes, can I make $100,000 a year? I go, if you keep fucking grossing $2,500 to $3,200 a week in a shit market like LA, of course. Of course you will. So anyway, but without saying too much, congrats to my man. He knows who he is, no names. And so let's see, guys. Let's see. Put some of your.
Well,
let's see some of your 4th of July numbers down here. A couple of people sent it to me.
Not only that, though, unfortunately, not everybody has Sergio in their back pocket like this driver did. So if you are newer at driving and interested in learning some more of the basics to help one up compared to other drivers out in your area, the RSG course is available for both rideshare and food delivery. There's the maximum ride sharing profits and maximum food delivery profits courses. And if you sign up and use code SMTMC for Show Me the Money Club, SMTMC, you'll get 20% off the course. So a link for that is going to be in the description. And then that way,
wonder why I know his tips. He had about close to $80 in cash tips, James. So
not
700 plus 80 cash. No, man, I'm telling you. I told him, you know what I told him? The day before 4th. The day before 4th. I go, this weekend, I go, these 4 days. Friday, Saturday. No, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 3 days plus half day Sunday if you want to take off the rest of the day. But I go, don't do LAX trips, which he did. I go, you better be making, I go, 2K in these 4 days. So he started with a bang, and he did. There you go.
Yep.
He worked hard. I'm tough. Most of you are going to say, yo, I'm a slave. He is a slave. Blah, 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 blah. What are you guys talking about?
It's because they can't go and do it.
$700 plus 80 cash tips.
It comes down to they're jealous and they can't do it. That's what it comes down to.
You know what it is? I mean, I love drivers like this. I mean, yes, now you're going to say, oh, you made money off of them. Okay, well, I referred them. And then look, if any of you are interested, I'll refer you and sit down with you, give you like an hour and a half of coaching. How about that? And by the way, he's in LA. This is the same shit everywhere. I don't live in Houston, Austin, horrible market. But then the principles are the same for every city, people. If you don't know that, then I don't know what else to say. There you go. See, Mo Nuri, 320 in 8 hours, $40 an hour. Great job, Mo. See you tomorrow. There you go. Look at this one. I made 380 in 5 hours. Boom. Congrats. I'm in LA. I make 300 to 400 a day.
There you go.
I don't know what else to say, people. There you go.
People can get out there and make some money. It's the people who want
all
more.
Bad. It's not
it's
all
the
bad.
People who want more and then more on top of it.
Yep.
That's the problem. You get I want to know what those people think that they should get paid on an hourly basis if you were to put it down to the hour, or if you put it, they'd say like $80 an hour. I want $80 an hour for driving. Yeah. No, sorry, that's not realistic.
Yeah, there's no skills in this, but that's not the point. The point is, look, the markets are bad. They're cutting rates. We all know this, but if you have some game, if you have some strategy, and if you have the heart and the desire to work, the money is out there. I know this guy's numbers every goddamn week. I know his numbers. The first week, Chris, he made like 1,800, worked like 70 hours. I go, that's shit. Let's have another sit down. We had another sit down. Next week, 2,200. Next week, 2,500. Learning. He's learning. And now he's like, he doesn't text me anymore. He's an autopilot. When he does text me, either somebody threw up in his car. What am I supposed to do? Somebody left something. He doesn't know those yet. But all he does is like, he's learned in a month and a half, push out the door, boom. I'm like, thumbs up. So there you go.
Yep.
$50 an hour. Yeah. Good luck.
Yep. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about Lyft, and they're getting rid of third-party navigation apps. So Google Maps, Waze, and it's unfortunate. I use Waze. I like Waze because
I use Google Maps.
Well, I like Waze because it gives you that real-time data, especially when cops are up ahead.
No, this actually, I don't know if he's here. It came from Vinny. Vinny Cuz in Florida texted me. Did you see this? I'm like, I don't know. And then I go, let me check on my app. This is my app. And I went to my app, and sure enough, Google.
Same thing on mine too.
Yeah, they got rid of you too?
Yep.
Fuck. Well, I mean, we could take this any way we want, Chris. But I mean, look, we can still pick up, we can still put the address manually in Google Maps if you want to use it. I mean, but it's just too much work. What's the point, right? And I'm pretty sure they're doing it because they probably were paying a shit ton of money. I mean, Uber did this a while ago. Although Uber still allows you to switch to Google Maps, Lyft completely took it away. Whereas like you can't, unless outside the app, you have to go manually put the address, and that's bullshit. It's unsafe. Anyway, I'm sure they were paying a shit ton of money to Waze and Google Maps, so they go on the cut costs. I used their navigation before. I mean, you know what? This is going to facilitate some more that they were already doing. The time and distance shaving, right? Now it's theirs. It's like, okay, here, this is what you have. I'm like, yeah, no, that's bullshit. Now I have to double check you, with my Google Maps or Waze, re-entering addresses and stuff. Like, I don't even know. But I don't know. A lot of people got turned off saying that, what kind of independent contractor am I? You're taking one of my tools away. Well, I don't know what to agree with this on this one. Is it? I mean, I don't think. Okay, don't torture me here, people. I don't think both companies. Uber's is better than Lyft's for sure. In-app nav, I don't think it's that bad, personally speaking. Okay.
No, it's not.
Honestly,
it's not that bad.
Especially Uber. Uber's is so.
I
good
like
now.
Waze a little bit better, just because, like I say, you get that real-time info. So if there's potholes or cars stopped on the side of the road or accidents or anything like that, you can get the better route navigation, in my opinion.
There you go. Yep, that's what I'm thinking, Lelius. I exactly was thinking about that. Yeah. Oh, see, Boston. I still have the option for Waze and Google Maps. See, this is another thing. Willy-nilly. Some people have it. Some people don't have it. Some people don't have it.
Don't update your apps then.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good idea.
I bet that's where it came in. The app.
Yeah.
When you update that app.
Yeah, well, I had a push today, update today. But this happened the same day it happened in Florida. So they got rid of, you must use in-app nav. So
yeah, there was a update yesterday, and that's when I started noticing it was yesterday too. So
it's not that big of a deal. Honestly, I don't think this is, compared to what's going on other areas with the shavings and with fare replacement, upfront fares, all that shit. I don't think this is that bad.
Waze ride in the background. So even though you can't see it, you can still have it. So if there's a cop up ahead a half a mile, it'll still say, police reported ahead. And then it's a half mile.
Yeah.
And same thing for, pothole or animal in the road or whatever it might be. So you just have it playing in the background. All good.
See, this guy's in LA. Really? They took yours 6 months ago? Wow. They just took it from me.
Oh.
See who knows? Nobody knows the rhyme.
Not available in Phoenix now.
Yeah. I mean, I initial days of Lyft, I liked it because you would select Google, and then as soon as you accept the trip, it would kick into Google Maps, right? And then when you start the trip, it would be there. It's okay. But now, honestly, man, I don't think this is that big of a deal. Seriously, this is not like compared to getting rid of Lux. Okay, huge killer. I mean, this to me, I don't know, not that big of a deal.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I say, it's unfortunate because I do like the Waze app, but that's the kind of workaround. You can have it still in the background, so at least you can still hear the notifications. You just got to have it on. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about flying cars. This is something that I like. This is something that I want. I'm sure you put this story in there because of that. Speaking of,
there are many reasons.
Where's our flying car CEOs to bring on the show?
I'm on it. So first of all, I'm on that. Trust me, I'm on this one. Now, there's a couple of reasons I put this up. We had talked about this company before. This company is getting actually ridiculous funding at the moment. Okay. Now, this is a public company. There's two public companies that I follow. Oh, little plug, please. Just be patient. I'm going to talk about these two stocks on my finance channel coming up on Friday on Power Hour. Okay. What I think of it should be about, should we buy it? Should we not buy it? Okay, I'll give you the prices now. Archer Aviation, ACHR is the symbol, is at $4.28. So my channel, finance channel, I'll talk about these both. And the other company that is doing is Joby, Joby Aviation. That's the symbol for that. But come visit me on the other channel, at Sergio Avedian on YouTube, and then we'll talk about that. But today, one of the reasons I'm paying attention is, okay, you know who Kathy Woods is, right? She has her own fund, right? She bought a shit ton of stock. As actually today, I didn't have the time to put it up. An electric vehicle company, to be named nameless, invested $55 million in this company. So this is happening, people. Like it or not, this is happening. So this is Archer Aviation and Joby. And flying cars have been, we talked about this about 6-8 months ago. I remember it, and we made fun of it. No, who's laughing now?
I thought this was awesome.
Oh, I know you like the eVTOLs and all that shit, right? So pay attention, people. So the tech company, now I don't know about it. Is it a tech company? Should we call it a tech company? Okay, let's call it a tech company. They're all tech companies.
I don't know. I would call it an aviation company.
No, they won't, because independent contractor bullshit or whatever. The tech company, which has raised $1 billion in capital, claims that a flight from Santa Monica Airport, whoever's in LA knows where that is. I know exactly where that is. Small airport, like Van Nuys Airport, actually smaller than that, to Malibu would take 5 minutes and cost less than $40, cheaper than an Uber. Now we have more competition, as if we needed it. We have Waymo, we have Cruise, we have now these people who will fly you for cheaper than an Uber. Now, what does that say, Chris? Does it say Ubers are really, really expensive? Yes.
That's what they're comparing it to, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but now out of that 40 from Santa Monica to Malibu, people, what do you think the fare is going to be for the driver out of the 40? I know, nothing more than $15. I guarantee you that. So anyway, the luxurious vehicles are being manufactured in Covington, Georgia, U.S. Beautiful. They've been getting tested for the last 4 years. Okay, and Archer says they're all over the place, by the way, not just California. Chicago to O'Hare Airport would take 10 minutes. I'm like, okay. And a ride from Manhattan to JFK could be made in 8 minutes. Think about it. And these are what do they call EV tolls. What does that mean, Chris? EV toll? Electric vehicle takeoff and landing. There it goes. That's what that means. And so they have a range of 160 miles. They'll probably stick 4, 5, 6 people in there, right? And just drop them off at different airports or whatever. This is happening, people. Now, if you want to learn about the investing part of this business, will I buy these stocks now? Will I not buy these stocks? Then come to my channel, visit me on at Sergio Avidian on my YouTube channel, and I'll let you guys know. And we'll look at the charts. We'll look at the fundamentals. We'll talk about their cash positions, what the future holds, but a lot of money is going into these two companies. So that's that. More companies.
I don't know, but I like them, and I want one. I would love to have a CEO on here, and then I would love to do like a video or something of a review of these things. I would not mind doing that. Screw Jerry rigs everything. I'll take over. And yeah, I think that's pretty cool. I like them. I wouldn't mind seeing them. I like drones, and I would love to be in a drone myself. But
so would you fly these things then? Is that what you want to do? Like own one personally? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, why not? Hell yeah.
I'm asking.
Well, here's a couple of things. I like flying the drone.
They fall. They fall. Yeah.
But one thing I hate more than anything.
Okay.
Traffic.
Oh.
If I can get out of traffic. If I can just take off, zip in a straight line to, wherever I'm going, and then just land, I am in heaven, especially if I see like a accident or something and I'm just flying over and I'm just like, hi, everybody.
Yeah, that would be, I mean, LA, man, LA is like, God damn, that traffic is just killer in LA.
But again, I would have to wait and see what the FAA would come out and say when it comes to these things, because there's going to be a lot of restrictions, because they're the ones who deal with airspace, and there's going to be a certain airspace allowance, especially around airports, different airspaces. So whether it's A, B, C, D airspace, all of that stuff. Those are things you're probably going to have to learn and know about when it comes to these types of drone flights or these eVTOLs. So these are definitely something that you want to know about. But yeah, they're going to have to come out and make all these rules and regulations for it. It's not just going to be willy-nilly. You go up where you want, when you want, necessarily, but we'll see.
Look, all this money is going in there. There's a reason for it. It's going in there. I mean, I agree with Mike Smith. It's a good analysis. as far as financial stuff is concerned. But these are not dumb people investing in these companies. I mean, is it going to be the next Uber? Probably not. But this company actually may fix traffic congestion problems in many cities. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I wonder if DJI is working on it at all.
DJI?
You know, so DJI is a really nice drone manufacturer company. They have a lot more than just drone, like gimbals and a lot of things when it comes to camera gear and a lot of different things. No, not too bad, but like the Inspire 3 is what, $18,000 or something. But the mini, I got a Mini 3 Pro, the Fly More combo, and it was less than $1,000 with the RC controller, so it wasn't too bad. So it's not too bad, but they just came out with a EV bike. So I wonder if they're gonna get into the eVTOLs. That would be kind of cool.
DJI, yeah. No, that's not happening. That's definitely not going to happen. I know you're joking. Rickshaws in Canada. Imagine that situation. Although they do have Uber has rickshaws in India. Anyway, so
the Ubershaw. All right, well, let's move on. We've got a fun little couple of things now in our facts, funnies, and everything.
I think he's here. Are you here, Daniel? The next screenshot I see. This is from Ventura County driver, good friend of our show, PhD student. I got that right, Daniel. See, I got it right this time. Amazing kid. This is what he has in his car. I think this is freaking genius.
Yeah, you just do a nice little
virtual tip jar, bro.
Roxy, if you're watching, like when I said to kind of condense those couple of things down, this is exactly kind of what I was talking about. If you do it something like that, and you could go on to Canva and create an account, free account, and make something like this very easily, very simple, and you can make your own virtual tip jars. And I would add one more. I would add Square to it as well too, just because it gives you the other options. Some people might not have Venmo, some people might not have Zelle, and then Square is a little bit different. So it's set up a little bit differently. So for those who don't have Zelle or Venmo, this is another option just so you can potentially get more tips, because again, some people might not have them. And
I agree with Chris 100%. Do this. I will do this actually. He showed me. I mean, this is actual. He had a picture, but he goes, "Search. This is the PDF. You can just print this and do it with your own." What is his PhD in? His PhD is in data analysis. Perfect place for it. So you know what he said? He had to do this, and I was like, "Wow, so smart, so smart." So when Uber gives you a guarantee, right? They go like, "Okay, do like 180 trips and you get $1,800, right?" But they changed the game on that. Tips are included now in the guarantee. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So he goes, "Well, I got tired of telling people, please don't tip me in the app." This is like the opposite. Instead of like tip you in the app, the guy was saying like, "Okay, it's going towards my guarantee. Just tip me outside cash or with this." And he goes, "Sure enough, it worked out because there he is. Daniel is here. Square and Cash App. Okay,
and Cash
App. You have those too? All right, cool.
Yep.
So Daniel,
I forgot Cash App too. Yep.
I like the one vaping.
I would put all four on there. If you have all four, there if you want to learn more information, link is going to be in the description as well too. But yeah, I think what we'll do is, if you guys are interested in kind of how to set this up, maybe we'll do a video on this and release it.
Man, look at this people we have here. Tippy Water, nice. I'm a sociology PhD completing a dissertation on working with. Hey, Tippy Water, Sergio at theRightShareGuy.com. You'll learn a lot from me. Although I don't have a PhD and will never have a PhD, I can teach you quite a few things about this.
You have an honorary PhD because
you got so much info. Honorary Uber PhD. Tesla Ride Chronicles ordered a trip from Santa Monica Airport, but they only would give him black. Really? Just go step outside the airport, bro. Pick up like a street over. Okay, Tesla Ride Chronicles. You said you're the one that makes 300 to 400 a day, right? I want to interview you. Sergio at theRightShareGuy.com. Send me an email. I will put you on behind the wheel. I want some positive freaking stories on that shit. Okay, yeah. Great
right.
job.
So if you don't have a virtual tip jar, definitely an idea. It's a lot better than a cash box, only because unfortunately we've seen a couple of videos where people are trying to steal the cash box. So you know, cash is always king, but cash goes in the pocket because they don't see it. Virtual tipping, a lot better, a lot safer, and yeah, just better overall. Now let's move on. Let's talk about what's going on with some of these Lyft cars. I don't know about you, but
Lift both,
so for
baby.
those,
Okay. This is what I'm saying. Do you see the guy like click that thing in his app? Look at these cars. Is this real? Do you think this is really real? I
yeah,
don't think it's really. There
yeah.
are that many Lyft cars?
Oh, I'm sure. I'm
Wow.
sure there are.
No wonder people are not making money, bro.
I mean, how many rides does Lyft do? How many rides does Uber do? How many drivers do you have to fill those rides?
Well, Lyft
So
does 2 million trips a day. Lyft does 2 million trips a day in the United States.
yeah, so you need a lot of drivers to be able
And
to
Uber does
handle that too.
1.1 million trips per hour, every hour on the hour, 24/7, 365.
Yep. And that was
But the other
according to their
one,
latest earnings reports.
this
So,
car was relatively close to the beach. The other car, look, it's like it's really out there, bro.
well,
I
here's
mean,
the thing. I want to know.
that's
So,
a dedicated driver.
so this, earlier when we were talking about, yeah, right. Earlier when we were talking, no, you know what? It's Uber, it's Lyft Boat.
Lyft boat, yeah.
Yeah. They just
Fine.
didn't change the graphic. It's supposed to be a boat or the ferry.
Yeah.
The problem is they have it as a car, not um, or I wonder if it's a driver who is like going on a ferry or something, like if there's a ferry ride right there, but I doubt it. Either way, um, how I said earlier with the I think this is a good thing and it's pretty accurate. But this right here, these screenshots make me believe that maybe it's not as accurate as it thinks it is.
I don't think it is.
But then again, I mean, how many times have you had a ride request come in that's like South Africa?
No, never. Not in my
Oh,
10 years.
I've had it a couple of times where it's like it looks like it's in the middle of like the
Really?
Atlantic.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. No. Where is that
So
place
I
on the
mean,
right place? Where that right-hand screenshot? Where's that from? I don't even know. Pembroke? Where is that at? What city?
yeah, I'm not really sure.
Illinois? Is it Pembroke, Illinois?
Malta, Valletta.
No, that sounds Florida-ish. Me? I don't know. If anybody knows this, let me know. This is ridiculous. There can't be that many cars. It's not. Come on, it's like a little freaking peninsula, man. Come on now. That's like, and then there's that big black. Do you see that black car though? That's like the bee, the
yeah, but
mother
that's all
bee.
within a 4-kilometer radius of that driver.
I know, but you see the queen bee though. Do you see the queen bee right in the middle?
That's that driver though.
Yeah, but I'm like, that's like the queen bee right there.
Yeah. Oh,
That looks like a beehive with the queen bee sitting in the middle. It's in Malta. Is it? Malta. Yeah, it has a kilometer. That's a giveaway.
Yeah.
Okay. Malta. Oh, yeah, I don't know about that. Is Lyft? First of all, Lyft is not in Malta. Lyft is not. First of all, is not a global company. They're only in the U.S. and Canada. So now, see, process of elimination. Nothing gets by us. That's fake. That doesn't exist. The other one is not fake. I know it's not. That was sent to me, and that one is from Mount Pleasant. I don't know where that is from. Oh, is that South Carolina? Sullivan's Island? I think it is. Anyway, so yeah, that one on the right is fake. Oops, Lyft doesn't have it in Malta. All right, next the fakes. I put a couple of good fakes for you today, buddy.
Oh, well, before we get to the fakes, we have a little funny to go through.
Oh yes. I got this in my app too. So I'm getting a lot of messages in my app, Chris.
I didn't know your name was Jordan.
No. I had it too, but he sent it to me. I go, might as well put his up. I in my inbox, my Uber inbox is so cluttered. Every day I get like 6 messages. Like my wife doesn't send me that many texts. Uber, come on now, man. You think I'm just gonna ignore you? So they're competing. I mean, look, it says subscribe on YouTube. Uber. My Chris says something, right? Often, what do you say? Often
Often imitated, never duplicated.
Yeah, there you go, Uber. You know what I mean? How many subscribers do you have, Uber? I looked. There aren't that many. It's not growing. Channel ain't growing. You know, you found all the Kool-Aid drinkers you're gonna find. I think that's about it. Anyway,
Yeah.
you know, if Uber was smart, they would come to us and then they would make us do like some evergreen, teach drivers how to freaking make more money so they don't complain videos. You know what I mean? But then that would crash their acceptance rates.
Yeah, especially when we see a video of Dara saying, "Well, if you don't accept the rides, that's on us." And
yeah, and then we're putting videos on Uber's YouTube page saying decline garbage. No, you're worth it. That'll be funny. But anyway.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah.
And then of course we end on our fakes. And these ones are definitely fake, that's for sure. There is no such name as Money Junkie or no name given. You literally type that in there saying no name given. How does that pass through at all?
I don't know. Uber? But you had no name given. Give. It doesn't say given. Give. No name give. But that's probably reached the limit. So 2, 6, 10. Bro, your actual name probably is not 10 letters long. You took the time to fucking put that in there, but you can't put your name on there?
Mine's 11. So hopefully it's not 10. No, mine shows up.
And Money Junkie. New account. How about that? New. I don't know about that.
I wonder why it's new account.
Yeah, exactly. Got probably booted off Lyft and then they created another account with a fake ID and a fake email and fake debit card. So anyway, you know, this is one of my pet peeves. Every time I get a ping on Lyft and it says new, I'm going like, shit, I'm gonna cancel this thing. I'm gonna cancel this thing. I don't like new passengers, bro. They don't know etiquette. They're probably gonna make me wait at pickup. They don't know shit. So I'm like, I don't know. They'll probably want tip. I go like, nah, I need some veteran riders. Anyway, so all right, so those are fake. Okay.
Yep, those are definitely fake.
I'll agree with them. Cocktail? No. Why do I have to have a cocktail? Why? I will have a cocktail after this, if you like. Because tomorrow is a big day. We're going to celebrate tomorrow. Anyway, yeah.
Nice. All right. Anything last to say there, buddy?
No, buddy. Go to the YouTube page. Subscribe to my new channel. Go to our newsletter. Subscribe to our free newsletter on the Rideshare Guy. Okay. Great articles in there. Solo app. Always. I have it. You should have it. Definitely have a dash cam. Display ride. My choice. I'm giving you my choice. You can do whatever you want. You should have definitely a dash cam. My boy got a dash cam immediately. Same day. Although he didn't get a display ride. See? He didn't get a display ride. He got, I don't know what he got, but he says I have something like that. Yeah. I guess he likes downloading, uploading SD cards, all that garbage. I'm like, okay. But he got one. And so yeah, I got nothing else to say. Tomorrow's a big day. We're doing a lot of good stuff in the background. This will come out hopefully in 3 weeks to a month, I would say. But we'll find out tomorrow. We have a lot of good shit going on. If you guys have any issues, not cancellation, like I didn't get my cancellation, whatever. But some serious issues, right? And not deactivation either. I have no special powers. But outside that, you guys are my eyes and ears. Send me all the emails you want with screenshots. Sergio@therideshareguy.com. And that's it. Have a good one.
All right. Go out there, make that money, be safe.
Good question. When I drive, how many people recognize me? When I drive, nobody recognizes me. But when I'm out in public, I am definitely getting recognized more. In fact, I ordered Uber Eats the other day. The driver who brought the food said, "Holy shit, it's you." I'm like, yep, embarrassing as shit. Yes, it's me, but I did tip you well, so no worries. Yeah, I'm getting recognized more often now. And after what we're doing tomorrow, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a lot more. Anyway, so we're not doing
all right. Well, get out there, make that money, be safe, and we'll see you guys all next week.
Yes, please.